So one of the activities that we'll do for this unit is we will practice identifying the different components of a controlled experiment. And what I'll do is I'll give you a scenario like the one we have here today, and your job will be to go through it and find these 5 different parts of the controlled experiment. Um, these are all vocabulary words that we've been using, so you have that vocabulary to start. Scenario says today a shopping mall wanted to determine whether the more expensive Tough Stuff floor wax was better than the cheaper Steel Seal floor wax at protecting its floor tiles against scratches. 1 liter of each brand of floor wax was applied to each of 5 test sections of the main hall of the mall. The test sections were all the same size and were covered with the same kind of tiles. 5 other test sections received no wax. After 3 weeks, the number of scratches in each of the test sections was counted. So I know this is number 1 right here, but what I would suggest is that you always start with the independent and the dependent variable, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. So in this case, the independent variable, this is the thing that we are testing. So what are we testing in this experiment? We are actually testing the 2 types of floor wax. So I'm going to put a complete sentence, and I'm going to say the independent variable is the floor wax. And from your work the last few days, you should know that the dependent variable is what we are measuring or counting in this situation. So here, what we are doing is we are counting the number of scratches. That's a neat little thing right here. We have that keyword, and that tells us that we're counting those scratches, and that's our dependent variable. And I'm just going to cheat and put in not the hashtag sign, but the number sign there. So now this is going to help us out for the hypothesis, because what that does for us is it tells us what our if should be and what our then should be. So our if is always the independent variable, our then is always the dependent variable. So if I use different floor waxes, okay, then, and then you get to pick one. Doesn't matter which one. It can be either of the 2. I'm going to say Steel Seal will have less scratches. That's our dependent variable. Okay. Now, it says controls, but really it's just the control. That's our control group. So that is our group that does not have the independent variable. And we know that our independent variable is the floor wax. So what we are looking for is a section without floor wax. And it does say that there were 5 test sections that have no floor wax. Now, if you look back at the experiment, you know that we have multiple sections. We have a section with Tough Stuff on it, we have a section with Steel Seal on it, and we have a section with no wax on it. There are some things about those sections that needed to be exactly the same in order for us to see if the floor wax actually protected the floor. Some of those things are the constants in this experiment. Those are the things that stay the same for each group. And what we're looking for are these words like the same here, same kind of tiles, any time frame that they're all counted in. And so we can list those things as our constants. One that I pulled up for the same was the same size. We said same kind of tile. And it also said that they were in the same place in the mall. And I'll go back after seeing all of these answers and double check and make sure that you have the correct answers for all of the questions.